two. Go.
Good morning. Welcome back to Marlowe's Tavern. Welcome back to Testimonial Tuesday with the East Orlando Chamber of Commerce. My name is Justin Meyer. I'm an attorney with Rosenthal Meyer. I'm also a very proud East Orlando Chamber ambassador. And I am here with my good friend, fellow ambassador, not just fellow ambassador, but ambassador chair. She is the most important ambassador. And she is also the head honcho, the owner, the, chief cook and bottle washer for Nadini Printing and Marketing. Please welcome Sabrina Prasad. It's so great to be here with you.
Thank you, Justin.
I feel like this is going to be a fun time because we talk all the time.
It will be.
And now we're just going to do it in front of a camera. And what better be 15,000 people?
Yes. So everybody's better start sharing.
Share it now because this is going to be good. So let's start with the real basic question, Sabrina. Why am I your favorite ambassador? No. Let's start with the real basic question. Tell me a little bit about what is Nadini Printing and Marketing.
So Nadini Printing and Marketing, we've been in business for over 30 years. And now we're your full service marketing shop, right? We're not really an agency, so we're your shop. We do everything tangible and non-tangible that does not require a permit. So we offer you your printing, promotional products, signs and banners, graphic design, then we'll move over into your digital marketing, your photography. We help people set up with their trade show events. So right now is like a big season for planning expos and attending golf tournaments and things like that. We can help you get set up and make sure you have the right products needed to make those shows successful.
Tell us a little about yourself. How'd you get into it and how'd you end up here as such a long-standing and well-respected chamber member?
So I got into the printing industry because of my dad. It just fell in my lap. 33 years ago, he bought his first print shop, and I didn't even know what a print shop was. Had no clue when he told us he bought a print shop what it was or what it would entail. The next year, he bought another one because the first one was franchised. The second one went into my name. And then I took a break from school just to decide what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, where in the world I wanted to move, but I never left. And I just continued working in the family business and been here 32 years later.
But you're not from so the business was always in Florida?
The business was always in Florida. I'm originally from New York.
You're originally from Long Island?
Yes.
All the best people in Florida, I think, are from Long Island originally.
You are absolutely right, Justin. But we won't share that secret with anybody.
What are some of your strengths? What are some of the big strengths that Nadini Printing and Marketing brings that separates them from other companies that are out there?
I think we try to form connections with our clients first, right? And then when they become a client, we really invest our time with them. And they're not just a client like a drive-thru. We're not a drive-thru service, right? So we just, hold on, what'd she say? From New York here. Love it. So we're not a drive-thru service. We really learn our clients. So we go by, we listen, learn, and understand what their needs are, right? So I have plenty of clients that have been clients 20 years more. That if one of their admins or their office staff ordered something and I know this is not what they want or this is not what they need, I can immediately fix it, right? I can reach out and say to that person, hey, this is not the way it was always done. This is how they ordered it every year. Are we changing something? Is there, and then that new person is like, oh no. This way I save the company money because they would have printed. I could have just printed what they gave me, right? But I know them. And I'm like, you're ordering too much. She doesn't use that much. So we really listen, learn, and understand them. And then we try to align them with resources, right? We have a lot of resources available. So we try to align them because they may not always need our service, but we try to see what they have and what they need. So we'll sit with them.
Now, the industry's changed, I'm assuming, a lot in the 30 years you've done it. Because I remember, even 10, 15 years ago, we were getting printed letterhead.
Yes.
And now, some places probably still buy printed letterhead and printed envelopes, but not nearly as much.
We may do printed envelopes for a lot of our clients, but not letterhead.
So how are some things that have changed and how have you adapted and grown?
So we're no longer, when I started, we were letterpress printing, right? So we had the big Heidelbergs that you would just print with. Then we have your regular presses, and then we have digital machines as well. So we've gone through all the phases of the machines. But then you've gone through where you said, you no longer are printing letterhead, right? So now we have to adjust ourselves. Now we're printing more flyers, or we're printing more signs, or we're helping people set up more for trade shows. So, 32 years ago was your basic, what I call now your basic printing letterhead, envelopes, business cards, and brochures, right? Now you still get people that do brochures. I try to take them out of the brochure and say, hey, all you need is a rack card or a sales sheet, right? You don't need all of that. You don't need letterhead. I still believe in the business card. I believe in both the business card and the digital card. I don't believe in just using a digital card.
That's something that I hit on a lot when I talk about networking with other people, is you still need a physical business card. Not everybody is going to.
Well, when you do a digital card, you have to. Hi, David. Hi, Bridget. You still have to, when you do a digital card, you're taking the information in your phone, right? So if you're at an event and you've never met Tommy in your life, and it's information's going into your phone, but you're like, okay, I need to reach out to him, or I need to send him something. When you leave that event, you might not remember Tommy's name, and then you'll just go through your whole phone to look for that person, and kind of like try to, if you have the card, the physical card, you're going to remember, hey, I need to send Tommy this, or Tommy mentioned this. So I believe in both.
It's also easy to write on physical cards, to make a note saying,
Yes.
send this person.
As long as they're not full gloss, yes.
Yeah. Now, you're talking about printing business cards and flyers and rag sheets. You're great. I love working with you for these things. But there are other people who are going to be out there who are using say Vistaprint or Staples and some of the other like mass market, just kind of show up companies.
So
how are you better?
So I wouldn't say I'm better, but I'm different, right? So Staples, Office Depot, those companies are when you're in a tight crunch, you're desperate, right? You forgot to print out something for a meeting, and you have to do it on your way to the meeting. That's where Office Depot and Staples come in, right?
Okay.
Because you don't have much choice with paper, you don't have really any customer service when you walk in the store to do it yourself if you want it right away and you're desperate. The quality, you don't know what you're going to get out of the machine, but you need it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Office Depot and Staples, they're good for that. Vistaprint is, Vistaprint, everybody has to start, right, somewhere. And Florida, we're, over 85% small business? So budgets are really low, right? So everybody's trying to save that time and use that time wisely. So Vistaprint, if you can go and get some cards for $9.99, right, and you need to start that business because you need to start making income, then go to Vistaprint. You have to start somewhere. And I believe in that. But then eventually you're going to outgrow Vistaprint because you're going to want a nicer paper. You're going to want a different look. And if you look at Vistaprint cards, you can pick them out. The brown and the green. You can pick out those cards when you see them. But there's nothing wrong with them. But hence again, it's online. You're not getting any service. You have to either use their template to lay out your artwork, or you have to upload your own. Now you don't know if you're doing your own right, and they're not going to tell you. They may or may not, but they're going to tell you it's wrong. So you're not sure. You're taking a chance on what you're getting, and there's no customer service again.
You come back to customer service. Let's talk about that. What's customer service look like if people work with you?
Customer service is they get me, right? When they start as a client, they get me. And a lot of the times the client wants to deal with me, and that's what they're going to get. In their initial, they're going to get me. If they need to place an order, it's going to come through me first, and then I won't hand it off to the team, right? But they're always going to have me. If they send me an email, something didn't come out right, or whatever the case may be, they're emailing me, and I'm going to respond to them directly. So that's what customer service is. To me, is that personal touch that they're getting from me. And they're not dealing with others, or they're not sure which department or who to go to.
So again, my name is Justin Meyer. I'm an ambassador with East Orlando Chamber. We are here on Testimonial Tuesday at Marlowe's Tavern. We've got one more interview coming up after this, and then it's lunchtime. You've got to eat. We've got to eat. They've got A turkey sandwich with pork belly. I don't know much about it, but and it sounds really good, and I'm excited. They've also got burgers. And I'm here with Sabrina Prasad from the Dini Printing and Marketing, who's not just a good friend of mine, but is also the ambassador chair. She is the head ambassador for the entire chamber. Let's talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
About the chamber guy?
About you as
I
you know,
love my
not just
chamber.
not just as the ambassador chair, which takes a lot of time and puts you out in the community, but what else do you do? You do things in the community all the time.
So out in the community, when I go out into the community, I love children, right? My passion is children, always has been since I was young. Just love children. So I do a lot with OCPS. I'm a partner in education with them. I volunteer with them, and I'm also on their SAC committee. So I do a lot with them as well. And then I just volunteer among the different agencies that need help or they're looking for someone. I do a lot with Orange County and the East Orange Community Center. I'm always helping them when they need stuff. But that's just my passion, is just giving back to people, right? It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't have to be something enormous. The smallest things are always appreciated.
Didn't you just get appointed to a board? I thought I saw.
No, I just came off of Orange
Oh.
County's board. Yes, I was on it for 10 years, Community Action Board. So my time ran out. But I'm going to look for a new one.
I mean, 10 years is a long time,
Yes.
to be on a board, and that's a lot of service. So.
Yeah, it's a long time. But it was good and it was enjoyable. Learned a lot of great people I've passed along the way. So.
And that's kind of speaks to a lot of the quality you bring to your business, the value you bring to your business. Because as a chamber member and ambassador, you're working with larger business, but you're also working with smaller businesses and helping the community, the business community grow.
Yes. So with the small businesses, I love the small businesses because I always look back to, which I learned from my dad as well, right? So I always look back to like, hey, you came from somewhere and somebody helped you. So you always pay it forward. But his thing was like, you always give without remembering. Help everybody that you can, but take without forgetting. So we never forget all of those agencies or businesses that helped us when we first started. Like I said, remember, I never heard of a print shop at the age of 21. Never heard of a print shop. So we had a lot of people help us and show us through. So for me, it's not a bother to help these small businesses or to point them in the right direction or to help them build the relationship that they need to build with someone. It's minor. It's minor.
So I want to pivot a little bit back to something you said before. You said it's expo season.
Yes.
Golf tournament season. It's a little hot for me to play golf right now. Or leaving my house at all. But, for a good cause, I'll do it. Or enough gear, I guess. You do promotional products.
Yes.
As we get ready for golf tournaments and expos at the East Orlando Chambers Business Expo coming
August
up
22nd.
on August 22nd, and if you're not there, then what are you even doing? What are some of the promotional products that you see are going to be the big trends this year?
So what I've been noticing the trends are for this year, and it's been continuing and building upon from previous years, is remember, you're in your business, it's a journey, right? Everything that these target audience is doing is a journey. So you want to give them something that they're going to keep, right? So hot items are really household items. Anything that they can use in the house, like a value, like cutting boards, pizza cutters, ice cream scoops have become big. You live in Florida, ice cream is huge. Tech items like the power banks, the chargers, those are popular. And another popular is car items, like the car coasters, car chargers, the phone holders that you put on the dashboard. Another big thing that I've seen a couple of my clients do for other events were the window visors.
Yep.
To keep the heat, because then their information's on the other side.
Now, do you think that for the East Orlando Chamber event, there's going to be a lot of business owners there? Is that the same kind of promotional products you would buy for that versus, say, a home show or a family expo?
No, you would buy your products geared for your audience, right? Who you know is coming. So if you know business people are coming, and that's your main audience, and you're going to try to get things that you know they're going to use on a daily basis or a weekly basis, right? And that's why a lot of the companies kind of tend to stick with the home items, the tech items, or the car items. because they know either or will use. Um, I wouldn't recommend doing mugs and pens and those things because keychains, mugs, those items, they end up in a garage sale box or a Goodwill or so you want to do something if you're investing that people are going to keep.
What are your favorite giveaways right now?
Right now, the cooling towels, the microfiber cloths, um, they're not koozie holders, but they're the wraparound ones.
The slap bracelet.
Yeah, so they can fit anything really. And then I have one of my favorites that a few clients here and there I sporadically put who I do it to, but Kyle Davis has done it many, many years ago, was the hot sauce bottles.
Yeah.
So I really like those items.
What's your advice for people who are getting ready for the East Orlando Chamber Business Expo that you should be going to?
I advise them to plan, lay out a plan, right? Business Expo, I'm just going to use the East Orlando Chamber because I know theirs is August 22nd. This is the week of July 4th. Enjoy your vacation, enjoy your week off because I'm going away too. But come Monday is when you should be thinking and next week planning, okay, what do I have? What is my focus going to be? What is my message going to be? And then what do I need? And then start planning for what you need, but also know your budget, right? For a lot of people, the tables may be free, but they're not necessarily free because you have to decorate that table and make it look and have everything you need. So have a budget. You still need a budget of what to work in. So then we can decide what items you're going to get, what you need, things like that. So come next week, everybody can start calling me, sitting down with me, and we'll go through. I have a whole worksheet that we'll go through and just fill in and figure out what they need, what they can budget for, what they want to plan for. Because when they buy something, they want to make sure, especially when you're doing signs, banners, and those things, that you could be able to use them time after time.
Do you have a rough idea of what somebody should budget for, or is it going to be real business dependent?
It's usually business dependent and what they have, right? So if they already have like your tablecloth or your tabletop banner, they probably already have business cards, so they probably don't need them. Sometimes it's just their promo item products that they're looking at, depending on what they want to give away and how much. I would say they need to allot usually between $300 and $500 for that. Then that's minimal.
Okay.
And that we could find you something on a budget because I can always find things.
Yeah. What on the keeping in that vein, what else should people be planning to put on that table? What else should they be talking? What else should they be talking to you about? Because the table's not just here are my giveaways.
No, they should really come and talk to me about the trade show itself, what to expect. I've been with the East Orlando Chamber, I don't know, 13 years on the books, a few more as a squatter. So I would say a good 15 years, right? So I've seen the trade show year after year. I've seen it go from small to this huge thing, right? So I've seen the growth, and it's so like, it warms your heart when you see like where we started and where it is now. So my advice for them is to come talk to me about the trade show, about the people that come through, how to utilize 3 hours may seem like a long time, but it's not. And they're the most tiring 3 hours. You will be exhausted for 3 days after. Like how to utilize their time at that table, right? Those are the things they need to come talk to me about. How to just have those pitches ready, but not rehearsed pitches. So you have to know what you're focusing on and what you're going to talk on, and you know how much time do you have. If you're solo at your table, how are you going to allot your time when you have a line? So those are things we can talk about, and how to do their follow-up.
So you don't just do promotional process. When you say you're printing and marketing, you're going to help people with
We're marketing
with
solutions,
full
yeah.
with full marketing strategy. It's not just here are some pens, here are some printed some.
No,
some
so we
collapsible
sit, and I do
documents.
have some clients where I consult with, right? So it's like, okay, you need to go and open this, right? You need to do this. You need to promote this on social media. This is what we're going to focus in on, but you don't need to do. So I sit there and I consult with them. You know, they may not need to buy anything at that moment. They just may need to help in gluing their pieces together,
Right.
and that's okay. But that's what I'm here for.
Again, Justin Meyer, ambassador with the East Orlando Chamber, and I'm talking with Sabrina Prasad from Nadini Printing and Marketing. It is Testimonial Tuesday here at Marlowe's Tavern. It is getting close to lunchtime. If you're not hungry yet, I don't know what you're doing, because I am starving. I'm always starving. So you should be coming down. You should be getting ready to eat. There can be 20, 30 chamber members here for you to meet and network with. Some of them are already here, getting ready to get some food. You should come join them, meet some new people, have a great lunch. And, if you're not a chamber member yet, meet us and then discover how great we are and why you should become a chamber member as well.
Yes.
We're talking about printing, we're talking about marketing. We're getting ready for the East Orlando Chamber Business Expo on August 22nd. That is at the Doubletree Hotel over by the airport, with an after party at Marlowe's right across the street. It's always a good time. I'm going, I think, for my third or fourth time. We're gonna have a table again this year. Highly recommend being there. Highly recommend being here, because the food looks incredible, it smells incredible, it sounds incredible, because I can hear them cooking in the background. Come join us. Getting back to Sabrina, I want to get back to the trade show. We're talking about the marketing strategy. We're talking about the giveaways, but you can also print the signage.
We can print your retractable banners, your backdrops, your tabletop displays, anything that doesn't require a permit, we can print.
And what should people be thinking about there?
That they should be thinking about their banners, right? What type of banners you have, know your space size. Before any trade show, whether it's the East Orlando Chamber, make sure you know how much space you have with your table, right? Because what I suggest everybody do is before they arrive to that trade show, in their office, in their house, set up a table within that space and know how you're going to set it up. Know how you're going to place everything, and then you box it up so it's ready to go. And you're not at the trade show that day trying to figure it out. So I would suggest all of their banners and things like that, they need to measure.
So you don't want to show up to a trade show
and your stuff can't fit, or you have too much, or not positioned right.
You've got a 6-foot table and a 10-foot banner.
Mm-hmm.
That's
not going to fit.
You spent a lot of money on a really pretty banner, and it's not going to fit, and now it's just going to have to stay in a box, and that's a
problem. Or you're going to put it behind the table, but nobody's really going to see it, right? So we have options for that, but that's just something when they sit there one-on-one with me, I give out all those tips and tricks.
Let me highly recommend sitting down, talking to Sabrina one-on-one. Let's do this. How do people do that? How do people schedule a one-on-one with you? How do they get in touch with you?
So they can go to our website, Nadini Solutions, and schedule their time with me. Or the best way is to always text me or email me. You can text me at 407-252-1164. Or you can email me, Sabrina@NadiniPrinting.com. And then we'll just schedule a time and make it whatever works for you. I always try to accommodate.
Highly recommend taking that time, sitting down with Sabrina. You're going to get, think about the great advice you're getting now. You're going to get more personalized time, more personalized advice. She knows her business, and she knows what she does really well. So let's talk a little bit, I've hinted on this a bit. I've said you are an ambassador with the Chamber. We talked a bit about the Chamber. But let's talk a bit more about that, because you do put a lot of time into the Chamber. I can attest to how much time you put into the Chamber. As the ambassador chair, that means you also sit on the board.
Yes.
So you're going to all the board meetings, you're going to all the ambassador meetings. You were ambassador of the month for the month of June.
Yes.
Or maybe May. I don't remember when they changed the signage.
I believe it was June.
So you're active and you're doing a lot. Tell me why. Why do you support the Chamber? Why have you dedicated so much time to the Chamber? Why do you believe in the Chamber?
So prior to joining the East Orlando Chamber, I belonged to other chambers, other organizations, right? And like most people, you attend your network events, you're looking for business. But for me, it was a lot more, right? And for me, it was actually a lot more 10 years ago today. So 10 years ago today, my dad passed away. And after that, the next morning, Gigi, who used to work for the East Orlando Chamber of Commerce, called me up and she said, hey, what do you need from us? Like, we're here for you. What do you need? And we're a much smaller chamber then and much close-knit. And I was like, Gigi, I'm okay. Don't worry, we got it. And then she said to me, she said, no, you don't. She goes, Sabrina, you don't know what you need. But we know what you need. We're here for you. And Gigi came to my mom's house that afternoon. And she was there, and as all my family members were there pulling things together, because we are Hindus, so everything is over the moon and elaborate, and we're trying to plan for 500 people, and you know. Gigi just whipped out her phone, and we had our tents and our tables and our chairs and just everything we needed, our like where we're gonna get food from every night, and like we just had everything that we needed. Like she was just giving my brothers and my sister-in-law the numbers. And from that day forward, I knew it was more than the dollar sign, right? It was a chamber that truly cared about their members, that truly believed in their members, but they were there for them through thick and thin. And they've always been there for me in that. They always knew what I needed, even if I didn't know what I needed at that time. And that's why I always say, and it's a joke I do with them, but it's actually really true. I always said I do forever to them, right? And I do, because there's no room for divorce. So that's a lot of headaches. So, but that's the reason why I chose to continue on in this chamber and to make it work, and to just give back to the other members the way they gave back to me. So.
Now, but that said, and I'm a big one of the community in the chamber also. Some people are going to join it for the dollar sign.
Right.
You find that it's worth it that way also?
It depends maybe on their type of business and how they're coming in, right? If they have that value and they really know how to sell it and they have the right message, then yes. Because some businesses just are, sales driven, right? Some are service driven. So it depends, like I did this talk with Billy Mansky one time, I think I did it for the chamber too, I've done it in other places. But we both believe in relationships. So when you're coming in to join the chamber or any organization, you have to come in knowing what you want out of it, right? Is it building the relationships? Is it building credibility? What do you need from the chamber? Or do you just, because I believe everything comes back in full circle, right? So we're all in business, so yes, we need to look at our bottom lines. But how are we going to do that, right? Is it just sales? Or are you going to have a promotion, and you're going to form relationships and connections, and there's a difference between networking and connecting and building relationships.
Yeah.
So I do hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm your resource, I'm a networker, I'm a connector. That's okay, I can connect dots all day long. I can do that. But the true value is finding that relationship, whether it's with the chamber or another member, and knowing what you're both looking for out of it mutually, right? You're joining the chamber, you both have to benefit, not just you.
And one thing that I found with the chamber is the people who come in and say, I'm here to line my pocketbooks and do the best, but the people who come in and say, I'm here to build those networks, build those
They're wanting
relationships.
to learn.
They're the ones. The chamber's not, a quick hit for a fast injection of money. The chamber is about building that connection, building those relationships, and that's where it all starts to flow in.
Yes.
So we're running out of time.
Okay.
I know it's passed pretty quickly, but I want to get a couple of last thoughts from you, and I want to focus those again. I'm going back to the expo, but also marketing in general, because you are such a wealth of knowledge. If you had one quick tip that you wanted to give to people about marketing, what would it be?
Marketing, you can have all the products, all the services, you can have everything, but marketing is you. Everything will connect back to you and you personally. So you always want to be in your best game, have that smile, your image, because everything comes back to you as an individual. So you can have all the product services, but if you don't have that individual personality, it's not going to work.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been so much fun having you here. This has been delightful. It's 11:30. Get in your cars. Come down. There's another interview as well.
We have
You know what?
Amy.
We have Amy Vance from Junior Achievement. And you know what would be a great way to watch that interview? Live here. For two
At
reasons.
Marlowe's.
One, because then you can get lunch. And two, because we're trying to get more views than she has. So it's important that you watch it live so she still gets the attention, but we get the views. Share this video, like, share, subscribe, all those
share.
things.
Dorothy wants me to beat last year's views, so everybody needs to share.
But we'd love to see you down here for lunch. It's going to be a great time. If you don't come, I have to eat your lunch, and I'm very hungry. So come anyway, and I'll still eat 2 or 3 lunches. But
Yes.
thanks so much
Thank
for
you,
joining
Justin.
us. We'll
It's a lot of fun.
We'll see you at 12:30 at Marlowe's. Stay tuned for Amy Vance Junior Achievement.
Yes.
My name is Justin Meyer. Again, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thomas says, tell them how much you love rock and blues.
We love Rock and Brews, but we're at Marlowe's today. But Rock and Brews,